Good evening, everybody. It's finally happened. Less than stellar package from Lone Star. I'm kind of bummed. The shit got trashed. I don't know if you could see it. Yeah, no. The shit got trashed. Most of the books were kind of had a nice big bend in them. There's one of the bags and boards just to illustrate how major of a bend it was. I'm kind of bummed. I'll probably take some photos and send it to them and see what they tell me. But I don't know. I'm also hopeful that maybe if I just put some weight on this stuff overnight, it might be good. Good evening, good morning, good day, Gore Vidal. How are you, man? This is a Lone Star order that I just did not too long ago, beginning of the month. The whole purpose of this was to complete a bunch of stuff. I'm like one or two issues away or three issues away from completing some things, and they had a bunch of it in stock, so I figured I'd just do it to get some of this stuff out of the way because I'm excited about most, like all of this stuff I'm excited about, but there's a bunch of series that I'm dying to kind of finish. So I went for it. Unfortunately, one of the ones they didn't have all of the remaining issues that I needed right off the top here is Baker Street. um, I want to call him Guy Pierce for some reason. Why am I blanking on his name? Jesus, I can't believe I'm completely blanking on his name. Guy Davis. Guy Davis. Baker Street. There's a couple more issues. I've got now up to issue 7, so at least I can read another issue, and I'm hopeful that they'll have the remaining ones soon enough. But this is early Guy Davis stuff. I've talked about it before. This was a series that I had a few issues of, and I ended up getting rid of them because I wasn't super keen on them. Got more into Guy Davis stuff and gave it another shot, and turns out I kind of enjoyed it quite a bit the second time around. So the importance of kind of giving things a really good chance. And even looking at this later issue, there's a lot more Guy Davis in this art than the early stuff. So it feels like it's one of those series for an artist where you can see a lot of development just within the run. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, that's good to know. Yeah, I mean, and I'm genuinely shocked because I've ordered from them. I don't know how many times over the years that I've been doing this channel. I've never had an issue. As a matter of fact, like the packaging has always been stellar. The interior packaging was good, but the box just really got fucked up. Must have got tossed around the post office and a bunch of shit tossed on top of it. So I mean, at the end of the day, it's not the end of the world. It's just comics, but it is a bummer. So there you go. We got some Baker Street. Bloodlines. This is from Vortex, the final issue I needed. So this completes the run for me here. What number is this? Number 7. So I read a chunk of this and I kind of dug it. But the odd time that I do find Bloodlines in the cheap bins, they're just missing this issue. I know evil is real. I have seen it with my own eyes. Seth. I'm assuming that's one of the characters. I can't. It's been so long since I read these. My vague recollection of this was that there was some sort of extrasensory type of powers going on here. Really nice, clean art. This one looks different from what I remember from the other issues. Lots of text, but very, very clean style going on here. So I'm excited about this. I may have to dig out all of the issues and kind of start from the top and just read it all in one chunk. Yeah, this is not representative of the rest of the issues for sure. Looks great though. Um, oh, look at this character names there. Did I give credits? Rob Walton. the creator on this one, Vortex Comics. So there we go, Bloodlines. Another issue of Bugtown. This is issue 4 of 6. I have 1, 2, and 3 already. They didn't have the final 2. Yeah, dude. My man, Matt Howarth. I mean, I've talked about him a million times by now. This series I was growing a little cold on, but still want to give it a full shot because it's Howarth. This was one where every issue so far kind of took someone from, I guess, our reality and brought them into the Bugtown universe. So each issue started off with a character that's very, very much out of place. How it's all going to tie together remains to be seen. And then the rest of it, we get the Post Brothers in as well too. So it started off really strong. It sort of dipped for me a bit, but I'm still curious to finish that sucker off. And Gore Vidal, look at this. The remaining 3 issues that I needed from Cerebus Jaka's story. This is it. I've now got them all. I've got every single one now. I was missing part 1, part 19, and part 22. So I can now read for the first time, ladies and gentlemen. I can become a true Canadian and read a full Cerebus storyline. It's taken a long time. And again, this is another one where I do find a lot of Cerebus out there, but it's always, there's always missing issues with this Jaka story. So I'm very, very excited about this. Send me a 10-page. Copy that. I'll get right on that. Yeah, I mean, every time I look through it, it looks gorgeous. I'm very excited to read this. I'm very, very excited to dip into this. It's beautiful looking stuff. So highly recommended by the one and only Gore Vidal. So I'm looking forward to it. I don't doubt I'm going to enjoy it. A Cheval Noir issue that I was missing. I've been kind of collecting the early ones. I think I'm missing one other issue from the early run, number 22 or something like that. I don't remember how long this went, but there's a couple of there was just a few gaps that I had in some of these early ones. So it's nice to kind of pick that stuff up. Rick Geary in this, Rosinski and Van Ham with great power of Schninkel, which Earl Grey was talking about in a video quite a ways back. Kose, The Voyage to Italy, Eyeball Kid by Eddie Campbell and Ed Hillier, Post-Apocalypse, Phil Elliott, Jack Tardee, Brian Boland, some Jeff Darrow spot illustrations, along with some Rick Geary as well too. So yeah, great series. Ooh, still got the trading cards inside. So yeah, not much to say about that other than some good European reprints. One that I had no idea existed. I'm a huge fan of Comic Book Confidential. The tape is just out of reach. Hold on. As the kids say, watch this. There it is. It sits in a prized spot on my bookshelf. If you don't know this documentary, I'm pretty sure it's on YouTube. It's a killer documentary. I've been a fan of it since I first saw it on probably PBS up here in Canada. Ron Mann is a Canadian director. Here's kind of who's featured in it. They go through sort of the history of comics. They spend quite a bit of time on independent and underground, which is incredible. But they have some amazing little stuff in here. And if you don't know this documentary, man, oh man, is it worth checking out if you're a comic book fan. So the Kayfabe guys turned me on to this. They talked, I think it was them anyway, that mentioned this. Or maybe they picked it up in a haul. I don't think they did a video on it. I never knew this existed, had no idea. I've had it on my wish list on Lone Star for a long time. So of course, Chester Brown on the front there. Very excited to have this sucker in my hands. I kind of can't believe that I never heard of this. So I guess this was a free promo for when the movie came out from Sphinx Comics. They're free up there. One shot. Sphinx Productions in Toronto, Ontario. Makes sense. Yeah, beautiful, man. Man. Cool. So I guess they're going to have tiny little samples from all of the artists. Oh, get out of town. This is amazing. Yeah, really, really cool. I've never seen this before. So very, very excited about that. What the hell is this? Dear comic book store owner. Huh. Good for them. What a solid idea that makes complete sense. Suko, Harvey Picar, Stan Lee, Kurtzman. So a little write-up. Ooh, Spain Rodriguez. Little write-up on each of the artists. Amazing. What a great, great thing. Very, very glad I have this in my hands. This is a fantastic addition to the collection. Looks like it got eaten a little bit there, but that's okay. Beautiful stuff. Brave New Words, more Matt Howarth. This is a 3-issue miniseries. They had all 3 issues in. I grabbed it, starring Hiroshima, character that is in a relationship at one point with one of the Post brothers. The more I get into his world, the more I dig it. So I'm always looking for new Howarth. Not much else to say beyond that. Forbidden Kingdom, this kind of fills 2 gaps in this order here. So this was the final issue I needed for Forbidden Kingdom. We'll jump to the end. I put all these in alphabetical order. And then this was the final 2-issue miniseries that I needed to complete all of the Eastern Comics releases that they had. I've been a fan of all of them. There hasn't been a ton. The baseball one was great. The Wild, I'm sure is going to be fantastic just based on the covers alone. So now that finishes my Forbidden Kingdom and finishes my Eastern run. So very excited about that. If you don't know Eastern, it's manhwa instead of manga. It's manhwa. 1988. They were very, very short-lived. They reproduced just a few comics. And so far they've all been just killer. Really great stuff. So there you go. That finishes those off. I have issue 1 of this from Oasis Comics. I think it was a bit of an oversized one. It might have been kind of Golden Age type size. There was only 2 issues of this, so that finishes it. I've never actually read the first issue, so oh, it says volume 1, number 3 on the inside, number 2 on the front. Do we have a year? It's probably the Golden Age of 86, but I don't know that for a fact. There's your creators there, written by Tracy Shell, art by Richard Johnson. Looks great. Yeah, not much else to say about this, but that'll be nice to dig into. Tim Tyler is a guy that has stood out to me more and more. Just a series from him that I hadn't heard of. This is another one that's been on my wish list on Lone Star for a long time, and it just has never come in, not a single issue, or at least when I could afford to kind of pick some up. This is issue number 1, I think, from this Hades. There was maybe 3 issues. His stuff is just amazing. If you know him, I think he's always worth checking out. So yeah, I'm very excited to give this one a shot. What year do we have on this one here? 1994 on this one. Fathom Press. So there we go. Hades. The Jam, issue 5 of 5 from Tundra. This was the last one I needed from this mini-series here. Yeah, this was the recreation. This was the color reissue or whatever of early Jam stuff that was originally in black and white. This is from 92 is when this is. Character that I've always heard of. Coloring in this one looks very, very dark. Character I had always heard of. Finally gave it a shot and was surprised at how much I liked it, actually. So I'm very excited to finish off of this and read this. And then there was a Jam super cool color injected Turbo Adventure from Hell #1. So like an annual type of idea from Comico or Kamiko or however the hell you want to say it. When was this? 87, I think, is when this was. So more Jam. Yeah, it looks like 88 on the inside here. So much nicer coloring in this one. Looks great. The final issue from Scott Russo's Jizz number. What is this? I don't even know what number this is. But this is the last one that I need. Number 5. Last one that I needed to complete this run. Very mixed feelings about the issues that I've read. There's been some outstanding stuff, no doubt. There's been some stuff that makes me scratch my head and stuff that makes me kind of like, what the fuck? Stuff like this is missives from a shut-in cartoonist. Oh, going after Fantagraphics here. I'm sure it'll be fair and balanced, and not a frustrated cartoonist venting whatsoever. So there you go, the last one I needed from Jizz. So I've got the full thing. Magnesium Arc, yet another Matt Howarth. This is just a one-shot. Yeah, exactly. That's Scott Russo. Just a one-shot from Howarth. There it is. Oh, look at this. Ryan Siege is a straight up amoral cartooning. I love it in part because it's so easy to hate so much of it. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Marquee, I've talked about this for I don't know how long. I'm so excited about this. I found a bunch of them recently. There was only one issue that I needed. Gonna pass on the doubles to Rasa, but now I've got this 5-issue miniseries complete. So there was a prelude. Then there was this 5-issue miniseries, Dance Macabre. And then there was a 2-issue miniseries after that called Devil's Reign. So now I've got both of the issues of that. I cannot wait to sit with this. The one issue that I did read, I absolutely loved. I think it's going to be a very, very cool little series. So excited to dive into this one. This is absolutely top of the stack for me. I think there was one other issue, another one shot that I just don't have, but yeah, amazing. Cannot wait. Let's have a quick flip through this one too. So I want to say this one was 2002. This series was 97 or 98 or something. Oh no, 2000. I'm wrong. So 2000 for this one, 2002 for this 2-issue. Look how beautiful his art is. I such a fan, man. I really love his work. There's just something going on every single page. Like there's a density, but it's still really clear. And then it almost feels like there's atmosphere over every single panel. Beautiful. Yeah, wow. Wow. I just have I have a good feeling. I'm trying to restrain myself in my head to not build it up too much, but I feel at this point, because I've been dying to find this stuff for so long, that I feel like it's way too late. But yeah, incredible stuff. Misspent Youths. It doesn't finish it by any stretch. I think I only have 2 issues out of whatever this was, a 5 or 6 issue miniseries. From Brave New Words, very Matt Howarth-ish. Written and illustrated by David Lee Ingersoll. This is book 1. 1991 is when this was. I really enjoyed the one issue I read, so added it to the wish list as well. I think now they've got 1 or 2 more issues in stock at Lone Star, so they'll have to wait though. Finally got my hands on one of these. I was gonna try to wait to get all of this early Night of the Living Dead stuff, but it just is impossible. It just doesn't come in, so I jumped on this one. I've read this digitally, but I really wanted to see this in person. We've talked about it. Carlos Castro, the incredible art in this one from Carlos Castro. This is 1993. We'll just look at a couple of pages. We did look at it. It was a fantastic story too, this one. Highly recommended. It's only a 2-issue miniseries. It was collected into kind of one book as well. Highly recommend this. It wasn't what I expected. When you see kind of these knockoffs of a movie or something, obviously a lot of stuff pops to mind of what it's going to be. This was not even close to that. Really good. But honestly, it's Castro's art. Like, this page just fucking blows me away. Like, it's shots of like the Holocaust or something. It's just unbelievable. Like, look at that shit. Hello, Chaos and Comics. How are you, man? Get these figures. Like, that's amazing. Yeah. Really excited about this. I'll reread this 100 times. But yeah. Yeah, this is Fantico too, isn't it? Yes, it is. I think it is Fantico. Yeah, it is. Yeah, Fantico books. Recommended very, very strongly. Very, very strongly. Omen, issue number 1. It was a 3-issue miniseries. This is the one that I was missing. Is this Tyler again too? Tim Vigil. Oh, is this Vigil? Is this the other Tim? I think I've read one of the other issues, maybe number 3, but it's incredible looking again. So this knocks this one out for me. Sorry, I'm all of a sudden getting tired here. Almost done. Some more Post Brothers, a random issue that I was missing, and then annual number 2. These annuals have been pretty fun, the other couple that I have, so grab those. Again, more Matt Howarth. This was a 2-issue miniseries called Scan. This enters his another universe of his. What did they call the Mad Queen or something? I can't remember what this specific universe was called, but not related to, or at least not yet anyway, not related to the Post Brothers and Bugtown universe. Something different, a little sci-fi epic here. The first issue was pretty outstanding, but there you go. So that does all of those for me. Excited about this one. This is Splat. I have issue number 2. This was only... Agreed, Ryan. Agreed. There was only 3 issues from Mad Dog. I have issue number 2. One of the things that's very important about this one is issue number 3. This one contains Eddie Current, special sneak preview by Ted McKeever. This is the first, from what I found online, this is the first Ted McKeever in print. This little preview of Eddie Current. So the first appearance of Mr. Ted McKeever. Love McKeever. Talked about him many times on the channel. you should love him. And if you don't love his early stuff, I don't know. I just question our friendship, to be honest. So I'm excited about this one to get his first appearance. I don't know anything about the story itself. I don't know if this was something that wasn't included in that first issue. It doesn't look familiar to me, but there you have it. So the very first Ted McKeever, and then there's a bunch of other artists in this one. I noticed on the top here, Pete Bagg is in here as well. Hunt Emerson, J.R. Williams. Yikes. Low power mode. Gotta slab it, absolutely. If Lone Star wouldn't have fucked it up and bent it, it's fucking not a 9.8 anymore, man. Yeah, so there you go, some splat. Random issue Storyteller. I feel like I've talked this series to death. I love it. This is from the Fairies one. So yeah, it was an issue that I needed. Terrorists from company Antisocial, or is it Helpless Anger? I can't remember. This was a 3-issue miniseries. I have issue number 1. I think you can actually find these on Last Gasp website. The first issue was really dodgy, but not dodgy enough to scare me away. So issue number 2 is here. Written, illustrated, and poorly lettered by K.L. Roberts, 1991. Yeah, Helpless Anger Comics. Great art in the first one. Just insane kind of story from what I remember. I'll probably have to reread them both together. Last but certainly not least, hey, look at this. More Mad Howarth. Weirdfall. This is a one-shot as well, so grabbed it. I don't know which universe we're in this one. Doesn't look like the Bugtown. There you have it, people. I'm wiped, dude. I'm wiped. A lot of great books, a lot of great reading. Don't let this turn you off of Lone Star by any stretch. They are amazing, and 99% of the time, the stuff comes amazingly packaged. I think, like I said, the post office used my package for football practice, so we have a bunch that were kind of bent. But again, I'm just going to put some weight on it, and maybe that'll flatten the shit out. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. I wasn't sure if anyone would be around considering how goddamn late it is. Gorvidal, go to bed. I am gonna as well. Oh man, look at this shit. Yeah, some great stuff, Ryan. I'm very excited about this. I mean, it feels like that's what I want to use Lone Star for right now. Is kind of filling the gaps in some of these more obscure titles to kind of complete those runs. Right on. Okay. Good night.